Today I'll show you how to wire and replace a single light switch safely, step by step. By the end of this video, you'll know how our basic lighting circuit works, you will see examples of a couple of different switches, and you will be able to confidently replace any switch yourself. Here are the tools that we'll use: a flat-headed screwdriver, a cruciform screwdriver, electrician's pliers, a wire stripper, a voltage tester optionally, and of course our new switch. This is the basic electrical circuit. You have a power source, power supplied from our electrical grid, a load, that's a light bulb, and live and neutral wires connected to the two terminals on the light. Circuit is just a loop. Electricity flows on one side, a live wire, goes through the bulb, and back on the other side via neutral wire. When the loop is closed and the power is on, the bulb lights. If you open the loop, the light doesn't turn on. Now, as you can imagine, it's not going to be very useful to have it in this way, to have a light connected directly. We want to be able to turn it on and off somewhere from the wall. So we will take our live wire, we'll bring it to where we want our switch to be, and we'll bring it back to the light. This is the simplest switch I could find to show you. It has only two terminals. We connect our live wire to one of the terminals, and the return wire to the other one. Power on. Now the switch is open, off. The circuit is still open. We close the circuit by turning the switch on, and the circuit is closed. Current flows and our bulb glows. This is a modern switch that we're going to install. It's a French model, since I'm in France. It has three terminals. Forget about this, this is a plastic mold. These are three terminals. One for our live wire, our permanent live, our input, and two outputs. Since we have one output wire that goes to the light, we'll connect it to one of the output terminals, say this one, and we'll ignore this one. So why this switch has two outputs? Because this is a two-way switch. In France, they don't usually make single-way switches. They use the same two-way switch design for both single-way installations, like this one, and two-way, when you want to control light from two places, like at the top and bottom of a staircase. That's why you have three contacts. I'll show you all this later in detail. So now we've connected our live wire to the input, live terminal, and the output to one of the output contacts. Now when the light is off, this contact is open, is not live, but this one is live. But it doesn't matter, nothing is connected here. Flip the switch, this contact is live, this one is not. Alright, let's install this switch somewhere. Okay, we'll be replacing this switch here in a small utility room where we have a simple single switch. Most of the other switches in this house are either two-way switches, switches with an indicator lamp or push buttons. This one operates a strip light up there. So let's get started. First step, always turn the power off at the breaker. Here we are at our breaker panel, at our fuse board. I know which circuit breaker it is, because I've checked. It's this one, Buanderie bas. So we flick that off. If you're not sure which circuit breaker corresponds to the switch you're working, to any circuit you're working, you just turn the power off at the mains. Obviously this will be completely different from country to country, but after the meter you have the main switch that cuts everything. Next we take a cover off. If you can't do it by hand, you use a flathead screwdriver. This is the French switch, but the principle is the same in almost every country. The switch is attached to the back box where the wires are. Here is held by two screws, so we take a cruciform screwdriver and loosen them. So on this model you don't need to take the screws out completely, you just loosen them, rotate the switch and pull it out through these bigger holes. Alright, now we have two wires connected to the two terminals. Before touching any wires, we use a voltage tester to test if the power is off. The red wire is connected to the terminal marked L and the brown wire to the terminal marked 1. That's our live input and our switched output. In your country or even in France, you can have two different colors for input and for the output. You probably will. But it's just important to remember that you connect one wire, your input, to the input terminal and the other wire to the output terminal, to one of the output terminals. As you can see here, we have 3 contacts as well. If you want to make sure that this is indeed an input and this is an output, you turn the power back on. I flick it back again. Make sure that the light is off. Now you take a voltage tester, you put it on a wire that you assume that is live. This is live. And if the switch is off, this won't be live. You turn it on, it's live. So this is definitely our input and this is definitely our output. We turn the power back off. Off again. Now we take our flathead screwdriver again. We undo the screws. Our new switch is made of 2 parts, just like the old one. Mechanism and the cover. We pop the cover off. Now these are not screw terminals like the old one, these are automatic terminals. We need to strip 12 millimeters of wire. I don't know if you can see. So we take our electrician's pliers. These wires are slightly damaged from tightening the screws. We clip them, shorten them, straighten them. We take our wire stripper. You can use any wire stripper, I use this one. We set it to 12 millimeters. Straighten the wires a bit more. And we connect our live wire to the terminal marked L, our brown output wire to the terminal marked 1. We ignore the third terminal. You have 2 holes for each terminal, so you push your wire in any of the hole on your terminal. Just push it in. Now we turn our switch around. We fold the wires nicely. Push the switch back in. This box is really badly installed, so it keeps going out. And now we put these 2 screws through these bigger holes. Rotate the switch until it's leveled. We take our cruciform screwdriver. We tighten the screws. Tighten it well, then we take a cover and fix it. Just press it against from all sides. That's it. Turn the power back on and we turn it back on to test our switch. Press the switch, it works.